Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's YouTube video, training tips for teens. A lot of you guys, my subscribers and followers, are teenagers, and you've been hitting me up with quite a few gym related questions. I do think this is because in Melbourne now the gyms are open and I think people are wanting to get back into it. As a teenager, it's normal. You guys will probably have a lot of questions as you might not have been to a gym before, and it's a good time when you're a teenager to start. Just a little bit of background of myself before we start. I'm a personal trainer that I have been for 3 years now. I've done a bodybuilding competition and I've done about 10 photo shoots, and also worth noting that I've done like various bulks and cuts over the years, like transforming, gaining muscle, losing fat, all that kind of stuff. So basically I'm a professional in the industry. Without sounding cocky, I know what I'm talking about. Tip number 1. Learn good technique. I would say this is the most important tip. It's so crucial to learn good technique from the start, then try and correct horrid technique 5, 10, 20 years after you've been doing it wrong for so long. Trust me, being a PT, I've seen the worst form. Even people that have had personal trainers in the past. It's so much harder to correct form that's been bad for a long time than it is to just start with good form in the first place. Taking the time to learn how to do an exercise properly will give you a huge performance boost. Not only in doing the exercise right and therefore adding more weight later down the track, but also in injury prevention. Technique is there for a reason. It's not so you can follow guidelines and do it for the sake of doing it that way. No, it's designed so you don't injure yourself, so you don't hurt yourself. And it's designed so you get maximum efficiency. Years and years of lifting with the wrong technique will lead to injury. I guarantee it. I've trained hundreds of people and this is something that I'm so certain of. Bad technique leads to injury. Injuries are pretty much inevitable at some stage or another during training, but if you can do your best to stay injury free, then your body will thank you for it, and therefore you'll be able to continue training. You don't have to take any time off. When you're young, it doesn't really matter that much, and I'm sure you hear that saying a lot, but trust me, as you get older, that torn hamstring that you've done a couple times, or that sore lower back pain that you've had for quite a while, it turns into some serious injuries, and things that like you might not even be able to walk, or you might not even be able to move an arm, you know? Tip number 2, the most boring. Establish a goal. Alright, I get it, you've heard this term so often, but it's really important. I know it's a tacky word, and at school you always get teachers saying, what are your long-term goals? Let's create some short-term goals. I know, but trust me, you need goals. I remember at school they would always ask us that, and it's like, bitch, I'm 14. Like, all I do is masturbate and smoke weed. Your goal could be as simple as taking a break from study and like getting out of the house, or losing some fat, or I know it sounds stupid, but it's pretty common, to impress girls. What's important here is that it doesn't matter what the goal is. It matters that you're actually working towards it. If you go to the gym with no goal, with no sense of what you're working towards, you're not gonna get anything out of it, and it's as simple as that. At the end of the day, if you're just turning up for the fun of it and just doing exercises aimlessly, it's likely that you're not gonna be achieving anything. Tip number 3, understand that you're a beginner. Even though you may think you're Ronnie Coleman after you see your first bicep vein, just relax. You're in your very early stages of training. Initially, beginners or people that are in the first 1 or 2 years of training will get rapid gains. Whether that's losing weight or gaining muscle, whatever it is, it's gonna happen quicker compared to someone that's been training for 10 years. Basically, what I'm saying is, don't try and do advanced things. You're a beginner. You don't need to go and do a heavy powerlifting program or a bodybuilding transformation program that's advanced. You're a beginner. Think of it as buying a Ferrari. Every car you buy after your Ferrari, you'll never be satisfied with because you've had the best. That's like doing an advanced program when you're a beginner. You don't need it. You know, start small, build the foundation, grow. Trust me, my youngling, your day will come. Tip number 4, don't fall for supplements. Bruh. It's easy. It's so easy to run to L-carnitine and glutamine or creatine and think you're automatically going to turn into a pro athlete. But you're not. The supplement industry needs to be ashamed of itself. The amount of subs that are out there that do absolutely nothing, that are popular, is astounding. When I was a teen, I remember reading up on all the subs and regretting the purchase after taking it for a while and not getting shredded but when on the packet it says that I'll get shredded. It's bullshit. Protein powder, creatine, and pre-workout are the only 3 supplements you should even be considering. And considering, not should be taking. And that goes in order from most important to least important. With the protein powder, make sure if you're sensitive to dairy, opt for a vegan one. Yes, I know. Yes, a vegan protein powder. Me personally, I don't like dairy. It doesn't agree with my skin. I've already got bad acne as it is. It doesn't agree with my stomach, and it's just not really that good for you. I take a vegan protein powder. I have been for 2 years. It's great. Creatine. In-depth analysis for another video. On top, if you're trying to gain some muscle, creatine is going to be the best supplement to aid with that. 1, it's had the most research. 2, it's completely safe. And 3, there's pretty much no known negative side effects. And finally, the pre-workout. If you're under 16, I wouldn't recommend taking this at all, but if you're over, a good pre-workout should give you a decent kicker to perform a great workout. Tip number 5. It's not only training, growing in the gym, gaining muscle, or losing fat in the gym. Obtainable. But without good sleep, without a good diet, training is like 20% of it. I'm truly of the belief that 80% is diet and 20% is training. Whatever you want to do in the gym. Tip number 2, when you create your goal, whatever you want to do will be accelerated with good, regular, long sleep and a good, balanced diet. 100% any day of the week. Your body uses the time when you sleep to heal yourself, to recover from the stress that you've put your muscles and put your nervous system under when you're training. Without a good night's sleep, your recovery is going to be shithouse, and you'll probably notice it as well. Your body uses that time to heal itself. Your recovery is mostly in your sleep. You're not really recovering too much throughout the day. You need a good regular sleep pattern, and that will also help regulate your hormones, which as a teenager is huge. A good sleep is great, but what's better is a good sleep with a proper, good ranged, balanced diet. Now, I'm not talking chicken and rice and vegetables for every meal of the day. In fact, that's stupid. People that do that are either hardcore bodybuilders or they just don't know how to eat. And like I said at the start, a lot of this stuff we know, but it's just about putting it into practice and explaining the reasons why they're so important in regards to training. Tip number 6. Instagram is a black hole. Please do not incorporate an Instagram workout into your program. There are exceptions, but it's very rare and very hard to identify real, genuine, good trainers in a mix with all the fake, flamboyant, ad-ridden influencers that push their shit to you. And please do not ever pay for a workout or an ebook or something. It's just ridiculous. Like, most of these influencers aren't even certified, and if they are, they've got their cert 3 and 4 in fitness. That's great, but let me put it this way. Would you go to a doctor that has just graduated for a serious issue? No. You'd want a doctor with expertise and experience in that specific area. So if you're going to hire someone to help you with your workout or help with your technique, at least, I'm not plugging myself in here, but I'm saying a local personal trainer or someone at your gym is most likely going to be a better PT or a better coach than anyone you find on Instagram. No cap. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my 6 training tips for teenagers. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, like the video and consider subscribing. But if you didn't, dislike, unsubscribe, report my page. Until next time, have a good one.